Right on. So we have the 2 dates that we will promote. The 15th, Patty's Hat, February 4th, Columbia Theater. Anything else that you guys would, obviously the CD.
Album.
Yeah,
Record.
Record, yeah. I think we don't have any more CDs.
Okay, the album.
Who did we just talk to? I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Selective amnesia.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, there we go.
So, do you call it To the Stars or the whole name, On the Wings of Pigs?
To the Stars and the Wings of a Pig. It doesn't come up much in conversation, but I guess, yeah, casually you like To the Stars. It seems like an easier way.
Well, we'll do both.
But it's a quote that Steinbeck used in his letters. It was To the Stars and the Wings of a Pig.
Nice.
Is that the album title?
Yes.
Personally, I like Wings of a Pig.
You like the Wings of a Pig?
Yeah. Just go with that. Yeah, the old Wings album, you know.
Pig involved somehow.
Yeah.
Some sort of swine reference.
Just WOP.
So, the 2 songs that we have queued up is Crocodile and We Could Never Be Friends.
Okay.
And then, what will you be doing live?
Whatever you want. What's the time
We're good on time. You guys can do a couple of them.
Okay. So we probably do something called Lullaby,
Mm-hmm.
and then something called Cold Town.
Great.
And the song's called, actually, something called Cold Town. And something called Love.
Yeah, we like to keep people on the go.
A little something.
Something on the back of the record's like something called, something called. You know.
There's a little bit of him haw too.
Yeah, and our full name is actually the band called the Foghorns.
So before we start the interview, I'll just give you kind of the structure of it. We're going to first do what we call a tagline, and you saw Joe do it. And so you guys can share mics. Just go all the way down and just give your first names, and then pick a leader who will say, "And we are the Foghorns," and you're listening to NWCZ Radio. This is what we call a tagline. So let's do that first, and then I'll give you the outline of the interview. Wonder Boy here will let you know when it's time to go on that.
I'm Matthew.
Ken.
I'm Bart.
I'm Laurel.
Colin.
Lauren.
Peter.
Jason.
And you're listening to the Foghorns on NWCZ Radio.
Perfect.
With that many people.
Wow.
First take.
That's a record.
That's a record.
We've had train wrecks with 3. Where are we again?
Can't even remember their own name.
Yeah, that's all. What band is this? Because they're in like 5 bands. So the way we're going to do this interview is we're going to start off by listening to the song Crocodile.
Okay.
And we're going to listen to it in its entirety. And then when it ends, we will come into the interview, just chat with you guys about your band, and we'll talk about the shows and all those things. Then we'll go into, at some point, We Can Never Be Friends. We'll listen to that. We'll come back and chat some more.
Okay.
And then the way I will end it is I will say, and coming up next is a live in-studio song, by the Foghorns. Thanks for being in here. You guys, thanks for whatever. Cut it. Then we'll just set everything up.
Oh, cool.
And then we'll go from there. So,
Awesome.
It's a beauty of it.
Yeah.
All right, so Wonder Boy, going to cut our mics, and we will hear the song, and we'll come back in when it's done.
Just slightly.
Howard Radio. It's this radio we do in Seattle. And it was actually our first show.
It's
Like
the
going down there.
internet radio station.
It was,
They don't quite have their shit together.
it was really good.
I mean, it's
Not picking up?
No,
Okay.
I just.
Oh, I was saying, like, when we first moved to Seattle, we got asked to do an indie radio station thing for Hollow Earth Radio,
Okay.
and it was really awkward. We showed up and it was somebody's house, really nice people, and then, I don't know, nothing It was really, just really
Well,
strange.
the tech/interviewer was this girl who had no experience with any.
Oh, she bluffed her way into it.
Yeah.
She knew the Foghorns somehow because of an Iceland thing. And so she said, I know this band from Iceland, and I can get them into Seattle. And the people didn't know that we lived in Seattle.
Situation.
I've heard a lot of dead air on Hollow Earth Radio.
Yeah, there was a lot of that there, and she just kept on saying,
4 hours.
Best song ever.
I've heard bands setting up
yeah.
that station.
Well, there was
No music.
That first interview with us.
Click.
We actually
Mic
used
check.
that on a recording because it was so
this all on?
awkward. Like, all the questioning was just
I wanted
so bizarre.
to do a show like that. They're
Oh, is
just
that
like,
Rory?
Yes.
Is this thing? Oh, sorry, we're
Rory.
it's completely like.
Yes.
On headphones are very talking.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Do it professionally unprofessional.
You guys have a very nice setup here.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Do a good job.
I never is started that. Oh, started that at what time is this at? This is 3:30. So, song's fine.
Yeah, those guys moved into space.
Where I used to work? In Union?
That sounds good.
No, they, I think they're over by like Columbia City Theater or something.
How much time's left?
Oh, I thought
In a song,
Yeah.
you have
I thought they were
30 minutes.
permanent in the place they're in now.
Where are they now?
And then when the song ends,
Central District?
In the CD?
It seemed like something like that. Either that or like the Dexter area.
Yeah, Peter and I went and did an in-studio there.
Oh, really? Okay. But it's a dedicated space, right?
Oh yeah, it's really beautiful now.
Yeah,
It's way out of their league. They should never be. I mean,
Oh, really?
it's so, it's gorgeous.
Well, they actually, I think they started a Kickstarter thing and got like 3 times the funding they were trying to give, so.
They got a bunch of
lot
Microsoft money and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we went in there and it was still, it was still like, the whole event was just like, well, they said I couldn't bring anybody because the place was too small, so Peter had to stand in the hallway.
No.
It's big. It's a big place.
But it's an enormous place, but they had the microphone set up. And then I always thought we were gonna play one song, and it was just we played.
would do.
Yeah, I was like ready to play one song and do a quick interview, and we were there for an hour and we played 8 songs, 9 songs.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
It's a little off the cuff. They just kind of wing it as they go.
Yeah.
I think it willfully that
Yeah,
way, right? That's
this is a bit more
their
comforting.
thing.
I know, like, some of the guys that do shows on that, though, they do a pretty good job. Like, they actually put a lot of effort into their set and, like, change it from week to week.
But Levi's show was pretty good.
Yeah.
Are those Slurpee cups? Are those Kiss Slurpee cups?
yes. He's like,
I am both a Kiss fan and a Slurpee cup fan.
It's right up your alley.
So that is intense. That is really intense.
120.
That's the best.
I think
that's
so.
the tech jargon.
I take it the mics aren't coming through, right?
They are. When I put this on and they turn them on, it comes through.
All right. All right. What you're listening to right there, and you can turn the other song off, please.
No, it's the same song.
Oh, it's the same song. It's not over. Keep going, man. That's a good thing.
Which should explain why your mic wasn't on.
Yes, you gave the signal. It's a wonderful move. And so, but what we're listening to.
It's a wonderful life.
Yes, and we're all in it, trapped like rats. The Foghorns right there with the killer song Crocodile, and it's off of their latest album.
That's dancing and shaking music right there.
It is. We're gonna find out what the a lot
And
of
drinking, well, of course. That helps.
And Wonder Boy,
Dancing.
I think Wonder Boy was involved in that as well. The whole drinking thing. But we have them in the studio, a whole bunch of them, man. Welcome to the show, Foghorns.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
It's good to have you guys all in, and this is your latest album, To the Stars, On the Wings of a Pig.
It is.
It's
yeah.
available on Knick-Knack Records. Go to
Mhm.
knickknackrecords.com. Talked to Joe earlier. It's a super cool site. So now we have a super cool band in here. You guys, this is, what number of album is this for you guys?
I think of a full-length album would be number 7.
Number 7, so it's been around for a while. That's
Yeah, we've been
impressive.
around since 2001.
Yeah, give us the history of the band. I know there's a lot of traveling going on. You guys been all in the country, out of the country, East Coast, West Coast. Now you're in Seattle, and fill us in on all the details.
Well, you know, like the song Crocodile is about riding in the subway in New York, which is where we started. The Foghorns was a project that came up when I went home to Wisconsin. I'm from Wisconsin. I went home to Wisconsin after some things happened in New York in 2001. So I wanted to take a break. I took a week off and we recorded an album with some friends. And
Wow.
yeah, it's kind of weird, huh?
That's a
weird
weekend
reaction.
gig. Yeah, go do an album.
Got some time on
Some
my
albums
hands,
take
you know.
4 or 5 years.
A weekend.
We bust one out and we
Yeah, well, you know, I was always in bands in Wisconsin. It's, you know, there's not. That's what you do, or you know, shoot things or something.
Which part of Wisconsin? We're in
I'm from
Wisconsin.
Racine, which is in the south.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good stuff.
yeah, and
Cold.
it gets real cold. Yeah, I don't even know if I could tolerate it now. It's tough. Yeah. It's
So you're
serious.
New York, Wisconsin, and then Iceland?
Yeah, and then
Talk about cold.
Yeah, well, actually, you know, Iceland's
It's
like,
in the name.
It's like paradise compared to Wisconsin. I don't know. It never gets that cold in Iceland.
They've always got the volcanoes to keep things a little
There you go.
moderate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Forget the sun, we just heat it up from inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a floor heater of the whole country.
yeah.
So how did you end up in Iceland? How's that work?
I took a Fulbright fellowship to go to Iceland and finish a novel I was working on. Which is an awkward sentence to say. Sorry. Yeah. it was a you know, as I said, the events in New York traumatized me a little bit, and I thought let's get some space. So.
Do you want to talk about what happened in New York? Or
There was these planes.
yeah,
Yeah.
that event.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah, I was on the 4 train. I was right there. Yeah.
Really?
Bowling Green Station. Yeah. So.
Wow.
it was
Time to get the heck out of Dodge after that, right?
Well. Yeah, I mean,
Because New York is
I-
normally very peaceful and angelic, right?
Oh yeah.
I
Every
didn't.
time I've been there,
Wait a minute.
Otherwise, I loved it, and then I stayed on for 2 years. I did try to do my best not to be a deserter, but
So you're on the. So you say you're on the 4 train.
yeah, the 4 train.
Where were you at when it actually you heard about it, or did you see it before you heard of it? What's going on as you're rolling down on the 4 train? I mean, we know what happened,
Right.
but what was it like for you?
It would be. I was on my train late for work, and a bunch of people came in covered in dust, crying, and asked. And I got up to get my seat up, and then somebody had a video camera, and they said somebody flew a plane into the building, and I thought, I must be talking about a Cessna or something.
Exactly.
And to be honest and to be awful about it, I thought they announced that there's an emergency and we're evacuating, and we pulled everybody in from the station on, and I thought, yay, I'm going to be on time for work. That was my first thought.
Well, yeah, you're down below. You don't know what's going on.
And I got to my stop at 33rd in Lexington and got out and looked down Lexington, which is a, you know, New York is on a grid system, so you can see straight down the avenues, and saw the trade center was on fire, and went to work, which was very strange. And then my girlfriend and my landlords were very worried because they realized what time I got on the train, but spent the next 10 hours trying to get home, and then
So you went to work. Was that before second plane hit?
I went to work before the second plane hit. The first plane had hit. There had been papers falling on the ground in Brooklyn. I didn't realize why. I thought somebody was like littering or something. I
Wow.
was just not. It was election day. People don't realize it was election day, and I was just trying to get to work, not even thinking. And then I was trying to get home, and then I was realizing which neighbors were killed, and
Wow.
spending. You know, it's shocking how angry you get over something. You know,
Oh, yeah.
and how much you internalize. So.
It's interesting you thought a Cessna hit, because I was not, you know, we're not going to dwell on this too long, but I remember when that happened, and I had worked all night. I was here in Tacoma,
Right.
and my friend who's a pilot was banging on my window, my bedroom window from the outside, and said, "You got to check this out. You got to turn the TV on. A plane just, you know, flew into a building in New York." And I'm thinking some little Cessna plane
Yeah.
moron was off course, or, you know, was lost control or something. I'm like, yeah, I'll catch it later. And but no, it wasn't that at all, was it?
No, it turned out to be.
So then you went from there, and then you went back to Wisconsin to kind of right the ship, right?
Yeah, exactly. The only way the way you get through life in Wisconsin, to be honest, is do something like music.
Mm-hmm.
And so when something really bad happens to you in New York, you think, I'll go find my friends in Wisconsin and do a little music. I don't do hard drugs, that's the closest thing.
I don't do drugs in Wisconsin.
He doesn't do hard drugs, he said. So we got to clarify what's going on. So how did you guys end up in Seattle then?
So years later, I'd been in Iceland for a long time, and my now wife wanted to come to Seattle to study bridges here. So
Bridges?
Bridges, yeah. She's an engineer, and
We have a lot of
we
them.
do bridges pretty
do.
well here. She was
That's
actually
good to know.
really
That we do them
obsessed
well.
with the floating bridge. She really hoped to someday.
Was she here before or after it sunk?
She'd read about the sinking.
Yeah.
So, it's a great place for bridges, and then I came out with her. I wasn't able to come out right away, but I came out eventually.
Mhm.
It's hard to switch jobs, you know.
Good place for bridges and music.
Yeah,
It's like a win-win.
yeah. I had never been so fascinated with the scene before, but it was a gradual build-up. And then you see the scene. I mean, what came out in the past had been kind of off my radar. Nothing I really focused on. And then I came here, and you find all sorts of different ways to get involved in different musics. So, yeah. And since then, I guess we gradually built up, and then I recruit friends and friends and friends. And
I would say built it up.
We got room for another
Symphony in the man cave.
Room
today.
for more friends and their friends, and it's just a huge foghorn party. That's what I'm
You
talking
just
about.
buy one of those cheap old, church buses.
Yeah.
And man,
yeah, we've been doing a lot of mini bands in the past, but if we were to tour again on this one, I don't
In a
know.
maxi van.
A maxi
Or the old Partridge Family bus? Come on,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. Hey, let's go into another song where we come back and talk more to the Foghorns about their music, about where they play, and their take on things musically here in the Northwest. This is titled, We Could Never Be Friends.
I feel like I've been through therapy. I need a drink.
That's interesting. You're from Wisconsin because my daughters lived out in Oshkosh for a while. So
Oh, my best friend lives in Oshkosh.
I had never been to Wisconsin. I went out there a few times when they lived there, and Wisconsin's is actually a pretty cool place. It's got this weird kind of disparity going there, where it's like some of it, like Oshkosh and Appleton and stuff, is like really old. Like
Yeah.
you can tell when it prospered, but everything's moved out to the highway. But then you go down south and stuff, and it's like really, like very cool, funky kind of. Everybody seems to be down there, real open-minded, and just kind of hanging out and doing the music scene, the art scene, and so forth. And because over here we think of Wisconsin as just being the Packers, cheese, and like some sausage
beer.
or whatever.
Yeah, sausage and beer. Packers, cheese, sausage, and beer.
Yeah,
Tacoma reminds me more of the Wisconsin vibe you might get.
it does. It really, because we have a lot of the old. Or if you're down in Georgetown, you ever been to Georgetown?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
got a little bit of the Wisconsin vibe.
A lot of industry, and then just a lot of I don't know. You don't really think you're going to do anything for anything other than your friends, but you do a lot of stuff for your friends.
Right. Yeah. What's that place that is called the Dells or Dells or something?
Wisconsin Dells.
Wisconsin Dells.
Peter's
Yeah, there's-
also from Wisconsin.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, there's some really. I was amazed at how like seriously, we hear nothing. I grew up in Texas, and I knew zero about Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But being over here, you kind of hear a little bit about it. When my daughters moved there, I was like, "Are you effing kidding me? You're going to where?"
Oshkosh.
Well,
Oshkosh is an amazing town, actually.
Yeah, it is. It's
Beautiful town.
Their museum there, that light museum or whatever, is
Right.
pretty amazing. How much time we have left?
A while.
Okay, a while. That helps.
3 minutes. Technical term.
There's a
The
lot of
difference between 5 months and 10, right?
Yeah, exactly. A while. Yeah,
There's longer
Something.
than this.
maybe.
Ah, cool. Sonic's poster.
like those
Yeah,
sounds.
there's a few of them around.
I like that Jerry Lee Lewis one over there too.
Oh, I love Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, that was. I was at that show. It was in Oregon. That was very, very cool.
That's awesome.
That was back when he was. I mean, he's still good now, but that was, he's.
Did you see the show when it
Still
came
pull it off.
just
He
recently?
can still pull it off. No.
I would wanted to, but
Yeah.
I was afraid it would upset me.
That's why I didn't go. There's a couple of people. It's like the Glenn Campbell's coming around. He was like a big,
poor guy.
huge
Yeah.
hero. I saw him several times when I was younger. I saw him at the Grand Ole Opry, at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, the Rhinestone Cowboy Tour, and this album that's out is
Sounds like
phenomenal. But I just don't know if I want to go see him live.
No, it's what he wants to do.
It is what it's, and this is it.
Churches.
Once it's over, so
My dad.
I think I'll probably go. But
I'd be curious.
there's
That's a little bit different because, I mean, he's got a set condition that he's
Right,
announced. So Jerry Lewis is just kind of deteriorating.
I know. It's like we were talking to Tim Hall earlier, and he talked about B.B. King. Well, I saw B.B. King several times, and the last time I saw him, I'll never go again, because
Yeah.
his band played everything, and he just sat on this chair, and occasionally he would play a little bit, but he hardly played at all, and I was just like, I remember when he was,
I saw him
smoking.
in Rochester, New York, like 97 something, 98, and
Right.
he still had it then.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was like in the last,
I saw
But,
it
I
in
mean, he's
2001.
old
He
now.
was kind of
And
starting,
starting
to
to
go
go
downhill.
downhill, yeah.
2001, yeah.
yeah,
When did
that's-
you
50
see-
seconds.
When did you see him?
I was on last week.
Yeah.
Stayed at my place.
See what we do fun?
He makes a mean dinner on. I tell you.
They made me pancakes.
Little VHS.
We went bird watching.
It's got your harmonies. Oh, you're listening to your harmonies. You're listening to your harmonies?
I'm listening to them?
Yeah.
Oh, I am the one that requested this one, but I mean, they were asking.
I wondered, I was like,
I'm like,
Colin's gonna be so happy.
Yeah, right.
they were looking for songs that we weren't
just sitting
going to be
there like,
playing,
10
Oh.
seconds.
and this is,
Yeah, but
fit the
it's
bill. But yeah, it happens to be my favorite off the sound.
All right, name of that track is "We Could Never Be Friends." The Foghorns off of their new LP, which I think is very cool to say. To the Stars on the Wings of a Pig, and so let's talk about the music aspect. How would you define this music? Because it takes me to a very cool smoky joint.
Oh, that's cool.
Hanging out with some friends, drinking some beer.
Playing some pull tabs.
Yeah,
Tabs, let's come on.
Just, pop that. If I had an LP player, an album player in my car, but I've now downloaded and transferred it to CD, and I'm on a nice, cool drive through the country,
That'd be
just
nice.
hanging out hopefully with like a with a rag top or something, and got your best friend with you, and you're just rolling along. Tell us about the musical aspect. How would you define it? And you guys have been around for a while, playing a lot of time. How did you find your sound?
Wow, first thanks for the compliment.